Good evening and welcome to Speak Up Club's last Friday of the month, where we have an open mic and the platform opens up to all the members who have been there with us for the past and for people who want to experience what Speak Up Club is all about. For the ones who are joining us for the first time, Speak Up Club has been in existence for the past 4.5 years now. We began on 23rd May 2020. That's how long the journey has been. For over 125 Saturday nights, we had a meeting on Saturday nights on a trot for a long period, in which we had this as a platform where people could engage and share their experiences and talk about different life skills. So we have had themes, different kinds of themes on communication, goals, life skills, and different varied topics all about life, not about technical things or the hard skills that you learn, but something that helps us live better and do the things that we are doing in a better fashion. Today, the theme that we have for this month's open mic, the one that we have right now is the virtual one, while tomorrow we have in the offline space in Hyderabad, the offline Speak Up Club meeting, which is going to be happening tomorrow evening at 5 in Hyderabad. The theme for today's meeting is nostalgic conversations. When we look at our life per se, and when we look back at asking ourselves, what is that one moment or a few moments that you can think of that changed the trajectory of your life, or maybe may not be something about change per se, but something about something that is close to your heart. Deep within you, you hold that memory, that one conversation, or that instance, something which has moved you or being closer to your heart. And we often look back at those moments and cherish them. And that's something that brings us a smile. May not have been sweet and beautiful at that point in time sometimes, but it could have also been something which is challenging. But today, when you look back at it, it's possibly the reason why where you are is why that happened. And it's something that happened in the past and why you are where you are today. So, what we are going to be doing through the meeting is the first segment of the meeting is about the open mics, where you are going to be speaking, sharing your thoughts, your ideas on any instance in your life that you look back today and think of it as nostalgia and something that brings a smile to you. In the second part, depending on the time that we have, we'll see how we can explore a few short segments of moments of nostalgia that can bring smiles to all of our faces while sharing tips and bits, maybe a 10-second answer or 15-second answer about different elements or moments which we often label as nostalgia. We can have a few shots or at those depending on the time that we have towards the end. So, when you talk of nostalgia, what is nostalgia? Can someone just tell us what is nostalgia? Rabia? Rabia, are you there?
Hello,
Okay.
good evening. Yes,
Yes,
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
yes. Okay, no problem. Anyone, what is nostalgia? What do you think is nostalgia all about? One?
Fond moment that you can remember and that has taught you something in life.
Interesting. Arti?
Going down the memory lane, going to the past and looking at the memories, happy ones.
Interesting. Only happy ones?
Usually, nostalgia is associated with happy or the good part.
Okay. I was just exploring this while I was preparing for this. There is something called as negative nostalgia also. When we talk of nostalgia, we often think of fond memories like Uma mentioned, but there is also one facet of nostalgia which is about looking back and earning for that moment while you are letting go of the present moment, which often turns out to be negative because you're living in the past more than just being fond about it and having gratitude that that happened. But you are constantly in that phase where you're thinking that life is not like that.
Yeah, may I?
Yeah, Rabia, go ahead.
Yeah, nostalgia is something, a kind of feeling which you cannot go back, means you cannot give up with, or something which haunts you at the back and pulls you down back to the memory lane and let you feel that you're missing that part totally.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Navya. That's another perspective, another way of looking at it. Thank you. With that, let's get into the open mic today and let's hear the stories that we have that people have to share about different facets. I'm excited to listen about the different kinds of people and the different kinds of nostalgia that people have. So we are talking about not just moments that you can talk of or think of while you had a picture about it, but nostalgic conversations or how people and the entire picture of conversations that influenced you or makes you reflect back on that moment or that conversation. These are things that we're looking for in the today's meeting. The stage is open to however you want to express whatever you feel nostalgic about. With that, let's get going with the open mic nostalgic conversations. Who'd like to go first? Arti? Okay, the stage is yours, Arti.
Can I?
Salish, can I come to you next? Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Perfect. After Arti, we'll have Salish then. Thank you, Salish. We'll come to you next. Arti, the stage is all yours.
How many of you watch movies? Raise your hand. How many of you watch it on OTT? Do you all miss going to the theaters? No? Yes? Maybe. Good evening, everybody. Recently, when I went to watch a Tamil movie in the theater, it was all around, all the voices going up, a loud sound, having clapping and howling around, and it took me back to the year 2000 or 2001 when I was hardly 5 or 6 years old. The first memory of going to a theater, watching a full packed hero action movie of Rajnikant. Now, people who know Rajnikant will know him for the way he is, the way he walks, the way he holds a cigarette, the way he brings out the dialogue to the audience. It was a movie called Padayappa in Tamil, where I went awe looking at a man and I saw him take a snake out of the hole. And I wondered, is it true? Oh, this is how it happens. And the next time ever I saw an anthill or a snake hill, I wondered, now will I be able to pull a snake out of it? Or should I go and disturb the ants out there? The memories, the nostalgic memories are just that moment. But I learned that we take it ahead till today that I am able to bring those memories and share it with all of you. That's how something that etches in our heart will come out even after about 20-25 years later. Today, when I go to theaters, I see also people having theater etiquettes. Okay? Don't use phone, don't speak to each other. Well, if the movie is boring, at least let us entertain each other. But no. But we now and again, we're so comfortable wanting to watch movies at home, we're getting too lazy sometimes. At least I get a chance to dress up and go watch even a boring movie, but in theater. My nostalgic memories are that having to watch a movie now, going to a theater, has become a task, and having to watch a movie at home has become a comfort. However, I would want that 5-year-old Aarti to always be happy. And once in a while, I would like myself to go to theaters and watch a movie with such a crowd. How about you all? Thank you. Over to Rahul.
Thank you, Arti. I think that did bring back a lot of memories for us too, with regard to how, as a child, we used to. I'm surprised still, back in 96, 97, when I was a child, I still remember how going for a movie on a weekend, or not, that time it was only Sundays, sorry. There was nothing like a weekend. But on a Sunday with 2 rupees in pocket and that sufficing every expense that we had, from the ticket to the gold spot to the popcorn to the mixture, as we call it in South. So all those coming in a package of less than 2 rupees. That was the time, I think it does bring back memories. Thank you, Aarti, for sharing that. Let's move to the next speaker. Shailesh, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Can you come on video if it's possible?
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm on.
Perfect. Over to you. The stage is yours, Shailesh. Okay, just because I did not mention it earlier, for the paucity of time, we have a time limit of 3 minutes, which we have Sri Krishna, one of the members of Speaker Club, having a clock on his screen. So in case you're not able to see, please pin him. And while you start to speak, Sri Krishna will have the clock running. With that, the stage is yours, Shailesh.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. As I said, action speaks louder than words. So for me, nostalgic moments, it starts in the year 2020, 21, during the lockdown period. So I am, at that time, I was 35 years old, 36 approximately. So one day I went to the ground, quite young people, you can say, young kids, teenagers. The correct word is teenagers. So they were 18 and 19. So they told me that शैलेश भाई चलो आज रेसिंग करते हैं. So I thought कि चलो let's go for the racing. And I remember myself, yeah, I can do it, I can do it. So I've started racing with them. So somewhere around 500 meter, I have learned, oh, what happened to me? My breathing got choked up, and what's going on? What's going with my health? And those teenagers left me, and they went ahead, and I was shocked. What's going on over there with me in my life? And that time my weight was around, if I'm not wrong, it's around 89 or 90 approximately. So I got hurt in my mind ki boss, I need to do something. Today my young kids have left me, and somewhere I have to be conscious with my health. So that was a lockdown phase, and so I have started running because there was no restriction in garden in my garden. My house is quite far from town, actual town, and it's a dead end of from actual town. So I have started. So then it hurts. It pinch me a lot that I have taken in my mind, and then I have started preparing. Boss, I have to do it. So that day, those kids was not the motivation for me. I don't know. It's a nostalgic moment or it's a motivation moment. But that those kids have motivated me a lot, and then I have challenged myself, and today I have reduced 10 kg approximately, and I can run up to 10 kilometer, and that with a time around 1 hour 5 minutes or so, even lesser than that, even lesser than that. And I have participated in Tata Marathon last year, and my timing was for 21 kilometer. It's around 2 hours or 25 minutes for Tata Marathon, and that's how I've improved myself a lot. And right now, I'm feeling a lot happy. And this can be, I don't know, it's a nostalgic or it's a motivation moment. That's all from my side. Thank you, sir. Thanks a ton.
Thank you, Sarish. What are you going to label it? The idea is it's a memory that puts you back into the frame where you started, where it all started, what ignited it. And I think that does work as nostalgia because when you talk of a lot of success stories, they talk of somewhere where it all began. And I think that because it happened, it is so stuck in our mind, stuck in our heart that that's where it all started. And I think that's a wonderful share. Thank you, Shailesh, for that beautiful story.
Thank
We do get inspiration now that I'm not sure. I need to start finding someone with whom I can race and who will beat me down, and then I can start my journey of walking and getting better. Thank you for that share, Shailesh. Would like to go next, Ellen? You're on mute, Ellen. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ellen. Yeah,
yeah,
the stage is on yourself. Sri Krishna is a timer. Yeah, over to you.
yeah. Very good evening, everyone. If you want to remember your wife's birthday, one time you can forget her birthday. So, I'm going to tell you about my marriage, right? So, it happened March 22. That actually March 30th happened. But March 22, what happened, right? Actually, 2020, that lockdown. So, that day night, actually, I called my parents. If you want to attend my marriage, you need to start tonight. Then my sleeping friend also I told, you need to pick my parents and come. Recent buses all going to stop. So late night they started. They one by one district their crossing time. They need to supposed to come one state to another state, like two state, like that, right? That marriage. So they need to come. Start with the problem. So one state they're crossing. the border all closed. Then luckily they reached to Pondicherry to Mysore, 550 kilometer. My friend, like jet driver, he thought he like that he came late night. It's then they luckily they reached my Mysore. So what happened there? Then first we planned, okay, in front of 1,000 we can get married like that. So one day over, they said actually we are going to entire state, entire country is going to lockdown like that. We thought, okay, we can remove 1 0. Instead of 1,000, we can go 100. Then another 2 days it went. They said all programs, everything, right? You need to be stopped like that. The government they announced. Then we thought, okay, we need to think again. My parents actually they told we came here. So what my father told actually not required all in front of us only you can get married like that. So like that we started. We are 4 to 5 members like that. So suddenly a relative also here her relative also supported. So in front of 17, the marriage happened. It's actually planned is 9:30, but that is also the local police told actually we can't get married. So we had changed to 4:30 early morning. So it newspaper and all it came as well as actually it came live also they had taken actually there is special marriage. So my one of my friend from Bangalore he asked me like you one person get married. I told not like that. That is me only. I got married like that. I informed him. Then that is how our marriage is happened. My friends used to tell actually about one friend came right. He stayed with me also. Yeah, I already told right. He also celebrated his actually first marriage anniversary with me. He came lockdown. He is actually stayed with me. So he no need to he can't go to his hometown. So like that we enjoyed. That memory is still there with me. Yeah. Do share your marriage story. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. For the members who are not a part of the Speaker Club, Ellen is a natural, blessed, humorous speaker. The way he speaks and the way he brings in his natural elements in the way he speaks is something which is fascinating. Each one of us admire the way he can so seamlessly or effortlessly bring in humor into his speeches. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing that. While I did tell you to talk about a nostalgic story, you have talked about a horror story. I don't know why. But yes, not everyone's marriage is a horror story. Yours one is a nostalgic one. I'm happy about it. Thank you. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing that. Let's go with the next speaker. Who's coming up next? Uma, ma'am,
Okay.
the stage is yours.
Timer? Yeah. Have you ever had a conversation that made you pause, reflect, and look at life completely in a different angle? I had one at the eve of my marriage when life looked very bright and looked like life seemed like a fairy tale waiting to unfold. As I sat near my father and had a quiet moment, he whispered into my ears, saying, Uma, life is not a bed of roses. It's a journey filled with roses and thorns. Embrace it all. I just nodded and not fully grasping what he meant. But then, little did I know how whatever the words he told me would have its effect in shaping my life. Literally, the first year was a breeze, a bed of roses, as you say. Very soon, our transfer to a rural center taught me that life is different in the village, away from the comforts of city life. It was challenging and frustrating too. But then my father's words echoed, embrace it all. And then I started loving the small moments of joy, seeing the nature, going to the fields, and everything seemed very inspiring. Later, life threw harsher trials at me, the loss of my dear ones, one after the other. Those were the deepest thorns. But then again, those words echoed, embrace it all. And that gave me the courage in the darkest moments. Today, as I look back, life is not perfect. It is a mix of joy and sorrows, thorns and petals. But then You have to accept everything. I remember those words, and today I'm resilient because of embracing it all. Dear friends, when you also face challenges like that, just ask yourself, are you learning any lessons from those taunts? Definitely, you will learn a life lesson from those taunts. So just ask yourself, is life a bed of roses and petals too? Over to you.
Thank you, Mama. Always in admiration of the way you bring about the subtle short stories from your life and bring out the nuggets of wisdom from that. And the way you convey it obviously brings in the entire energy into what you are saying. Thank you for that wonderful speech and bringing in that idea, embrace it all, is something that's going to be there as a part of my nostalgia when I think back about what all stories did I hear. Thank you for that, Umar. Let's move to the next speaker. Who would like to come next? Rabia? Else? Yeah, Rabia, go ahead. You're not audible, Rabia. No, no. Can you just check?
No?
Yeah, now audible.
Yeah.
Over to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. It's nice to see one and all. Good evening, everyone. When we have to think about the things of the past, then definitely we feel nostalgic. Those are the things which we'll never get back again. As time passes on, we cannot go back. We do not have an undo option in our life, as what I feel. So when I think over about the things related to my childhood days, I just feel that once again, if ever given a chance, a magic wand someone just put up and say that, okay, go back and relive those moments, then I really wish to, because those were the carefree life, the life which was full of love, affection, togetherness. Because in the society where I used to live in, we used to have, just like you all might have seen that, at least must have heard about Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, right? How many of you are aware of it? So the same way we used to live in a society where we used to just get up early in the morning and see each other, wish each other, and talk about our things. And we just used to never feel alone, as you can say. Every person's problem would be the problem of everyone, and everyone's happiness used to be shared by everyone. So that kind of a feeling, that kind of a bond and love and affection, what we had in our childhood, that thing which now I see in my child is so missing. It is, everything is missing, I can say. She is so isolated, so stuck with her mobile, and her world is only in her hand, not around the places. We used to come back from school, we used to just keep the bags around and then have some snacks and go back out inside the outside the ground. And we used to play all the games. You won't believe, being a girl, I could say that I have not even a single game which I left out. Even gilly danda, and we used to say marbles, right? Cricket, football, volleyball, badminton, every game we used to, and that seven stones, every game we used to play every day with lots of noises and halla gulla like a thing, and nobody used to complain and shout at us, because everyone knows that children are playing, let them enjoy, it's their time. And then after at sunset, we used to come back and do our homework, and then again back to our school, and then again the same thing happens. And on Sundays specifically, from morning till evening, we were given full to musty kind of a thing. But now, when we come back to the present situation, when we think over in our apartment, when our children, my daughter and my niece and all go out for playing, everybody complains. Why these children are shouting? Can't they keep it quiet? We are getting disturbed. Just make them sit at home. Don't let them go out. And again, we have to bring them back and make them sit with their mobiles. So sad, so sorry to say such a situation. So those nostalgic feeling of our childhood days, those will never come back again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabia. I think even while you were sharing so many things about what we used to do and how we used to do things, I was brimming with smile and so many things of memories that came back to me. I think those are the times we were in a different world altogether, it feels. And definitely the world that people are in today, we are not sure where they're headed and how they are going to be talking about nostalgia 20 years down the lane, maybe about how we played with video games or how much time we spent on mobile, And I'm not sure what are the stories that we are going to share, but yeah, I think we do have a lot of memories and stories from our times that we can think of as nostalgia today. Thank you. Thank you, Rabia, for sharing that. Let's move to the next speaker, Madhu. Uh, Sri Krishna, after that, is that okay? So, Madhu, over to you.
Thank you, Rahul. Good evening, everyone. Maybe everyone will have a 3 or 4, maybe some people have 1 or 2 best friends, right? What is the best memory or what is the starting, when you met him? What is the memory you have with your best friends? Everyone have something, right? When you remember one of your best friend, okay, so and so year, 1990 or 2000, and that day, that is a holiday, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, no, that much, very specifically we remember because still they are friends with us. Today, I wanted to share one of the beautiful memories in my life. Always, whenever I think, obviously, it will come smile on my face. But I don't know whether what is my situation on that day. I think I am in I'm in seventh class. Obviously, I don't know now. I think they don't have any public exams. Those days, seventh and tenth, we have public exams. In nearby our house, so there are 4 or 5 friends who are together want to join a tuition because we have studied in government school because for preparing for a seventh public exam we started going to the one of the good famous institute in that village and we 4 5 went. So we wanted to join your institute and all the things. He said okay, you all are for 10th class or seventh class something. But why I mentioned seventh class means actually I'm in 10th class. But the tuition master asked, okay, you all guys are for 10th and you are for 7th. Because of my height, he asked me that, no, okay, you are for 7th and you are for 10th. Because he teaches for only 7th and 10th. From then, my best friends, 3 or 4, every day they used to make fun of me. But of course, they are the best friends now. Later, so many, relationships, so many bond ups will happen. And not only that, I went to degree first year, first day. I heard that so many stories when I am in intermediate, maybe last couple of days. No. If we go to the degree late first day, they will rag like anything. Ragging. Seniors. Ragging something. Then that is there in the mind. First day I went and we choose where is our class and everything. And because first day we will go little early, right? And we are sitting somewhere because I'm waiting for my friends. We don't know whether which subject they choose and where they will go. And some of the tall guys they came and they asked me where is the BCom first year. And the way they asked me, I thought they have started ragging me. I think these fellows are already degree failure or something. And I said, no, some rubbish and all those things. They said, no, sir. We also degree first year. We want to go. Do you know where it is? Again, still I'm not believing it. And because they by seeing their height, I thought no, maybe if you say, So I felt like no, they are ragging. But they left. Again, we went to class. They are in my class. They said, you ragged me that day. We haven't ragged. You ragged 2 3 times. But still, they are my best friends. Those are the moments. Whenever we met, also they play some jokes on us. In this way. So those are the great moments in my life. Thank you very much for giving me time.
Thank you, Madhu. I think it's great to listen stories when we have so much of commonality. Like until I was in grade 10th, I was like a Lilliput. So almost like in my entire class of 40, 45, I used to, for consistently for years, I was among in the assembly, I was among the first or second kid who used to stand in the line. And that is how I was. And I think it came with its own benefits and different things, which I don't want to share right now. But yeah, I think it does bring or take us down the memory lane about how we all had so much in common while we were still so apart. Thank you, Badhu. Let's move to the next speaker, Sri Krishna.
Yeah, before starting a small thing, and nobody will believe. In my 10th class, I was very short. Madhu sir will think you are very tall now. I know, but so I could very much relate whenever I was in 10th, that even I have faced it. Okay.
So Krishna, the stage is yours. You can start the timing.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. हम कथा सुनाते दो अक्षर राम की. So for me, Ramayana is a way of life for me. I like Ramayana so much. The most important reason why I like Ramayana is my grandmother. Whenever I used to sit with my grandmother, she always likes to narrate Ramayana or Mahabharata to me for some reason, but mostly it was Ramayana. In some situations, when I don't listen to my mother or father, or I backfire, something I speak against. No, my grandmother always used to say one thing. Always remember your mother and father, whatever they say it for your good only. And always used to cite the example of how Lord Rama went to exile for 14 years just to fulfill the wish, fulfill the vachan of his father, the Dasharatha. So that always stuck in my mind. I always had that feeling whenever Lord Rama could have retaliated, saying the people were favoring Lord Rama. Everyone wanted Lord Rama to be the king. Lakshmana was very angry that Lakshmana wanted to attack Dasharatha himself. Lord Rama should be made the king. But I don't accept Lord Rama being exiled. So that particular thing inspired me. A character who he left that Mahal of Ayodhya and chose the exile. So that inspired me. Whenever she states on also the journey they took in the 14 years, the killing of Rakshasas, it truly inspired me. From that, whenever my grandmother was a hardcore Rama Bhakt, and she used to write Rama Jayam, we say in Tamil, so it is just Jai Shri Ram many times, and always used to speak Ramayana. And she says, if we have a true bhakti, Lord Rama will appear in front of me. I was a 7, 8 year kid back then. I always used to say one thing those days. Whenever Lord Rama appears in front of you, grandma, even if I am sleeping, wake me up. I want to see how this person could leave the Mahal of Ayodhya and live in a Vanvas and truly be an inspiration. Overall, that was something I learned from Ramayana. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Krishna. I think taking us back to our childhood, where our grandma and nana, nani, dada, dadi used to talk about a lot of these stories. They do have its own impact, and the way they have instilled the values in us, and the way they have brought us to a different level of thinking than what we can think of saying that, okay, I know it all, or the science or the practical side of the world that we come to know. Thank you for sharing that beautiful analogy about Ramayana and how it brings back the ideas about how your childhood was. Thank you for sharing that, Sri Krishna. Let's move to the next speaker. Poonam, the stage is yours.
Timer. Okay. Couple of days ago, I came across to an old album, and before I knew it, I poured my heart out in front of my son. I shared with him the strong bond I had with my brothers, those fond memories, those playful tussles among us, and cherished moment. I shared everything, and like time fly. It seemed like time fly as we were. I was in that picture of nostalgic conversation. I told him like I have two brothers. They both are poles apart. Elder one, he is like he is introvert. He spoke very little, only ordering me. bring this, bring that, do this, do that. He was like coconut, hard from outside, but very soft and tender from inside. And my younger brother, like, albeit he is elder to me, but the middle one, he was like, in every picture, if you'll see, like, he is holding my hand all the time, holding my hand or leaning against me or hugging me. And my elder brother, eldest one, he would keep me at
I have a
arm's
call.
length.
Thank
I
you.
had to be in certain distance and talk to him. We share that type of memory. If you see in pictures also, I would like to share a few pictures with them. You will see clearly. Like, this is my younger one. Could you see? And here, see. We can become distance all the time. And you know how
Poonam, we can't hear you.
Yeah, but we can see the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see the pictures.
Yeah. So he always hugged me like this, and we had this close relationship. But ironically, I would listen more to my eldest one. Whatever he would say, I would follow him. I would, out of respect, I would do that. And I would take, in a flippant way, my younger one, whatever he says, I would take his words in a flippant way. For instance, like, both of them enter the house, and at that time, if they would ask me a glass of water, then humbly and respectfully, I'll just give to my elder one, and to younger one, I would say, please take it yourself. You have hands, there is kitchen, you know where is the kitchen, go and take it yourself. And he would get furious. At that time, he would say, like, whenever Jabia scolds you, I come to save you at that time. And you do all these things me. I should never come in between you both. Let him beat you. Let him do whatever he wants to do. And we had a fight. At that time, we always had a fight. And when he would come to just hit me, at that time I would shout, "Bhai, Papa!" And my father would come and would scold him. And this would, repeat again and again. Despite of this fuming and everything, he would repeat it. He would always come and he would always save. So those all nostalgic conversation with him made me relive, and I really wanted to relive all those moments once, again and again. It's not we learn something, but yes, that gives you immense pleasure. When I share also, like, my heart dances. So this is what I really wanted to share with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Poonam. That was so beautifully shared about the bond that you have with your both brothers, the respected one and the kicked one. Equally, I think there are ways in a family too, or in a setup in a different context. I think each one of us build our own set of bonds, and the way we it operates and it blossoms is different. Though it could be irritating at that point in time, but yeah, I think today when we look back at those bonds, they do add a lot of smile and depth to the meaning of the relationship that we had. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Who would like to go next? Pawan,
Yes.
over to you. Hi,
Thank you
Vivian.
everyone for giving me an opportunity.
Yes.
Timer. Yes. So if I recollect my past, I was very mischievous guy, creating trouble at home and also in the schools. My teachers and parents used to physically give an impression on my cheek or on my back. These physical impressions were lasting only for 2 or 3 days, and I was returning back to my own style. As I grew older, I changed my style and I used to start making fun out of my friends. Daily a new one because it will be boring if you roast a single person on each day. Why I took this beautiful memories are there was one day on which I roasted one guy who was always serious. His name is Bimal, name changed. And I roasted for almost 1.5 hours. I returned home and at the 11 o'clock in the night, he knocked the door. When I opened, I was smiling, and that guy looking, I think he cried for around 2 hours. Okay. And he told, Are Pawan, you may have made lot of fun out of my 2 hours of sad. You are making a lot of fun, but you are hurting yourself by not being able to make many friends. That day was very nostalgic because I reflected back and I see that I had friends, but not many best friends. So from that day, I started observing the facial feelings of people against whom I was making fun. I did not stop making fun, but I was in control from that day. Life is about making fun and trying to enjoy with the friends. So if you don't have any friends, you will not find anyone to enjoy. So I started making new friends and more number of friends, and especially the best friends. This was one of my nostalgic memory, not only the happy one, but something which emotionally connected me and lasted forever. I told about physical things, but things which connect to your heart and influence your path are long lasting than things that entertain us for a brief period of time. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Pawan. I think the closing line summarizes it beautifully. The way you said it, that about the heart, the connections, and something that is just entertaining. I think, yes, when we do talk about nostalgia, when we do talk about nostalgia and a lot of things that have today, if you reflect and if you remember something, it'll not be just those passing moments or some joke or some instance. It'll be about that deep rooted connection that we've had, and possibly in some instances, the change of direction in our lives. That is what we think of as nostalgic, and it does change a lot of our stories. Thank you, Pawan, for that beautiful share. Who's coming up next? Runa, Rita, Sid, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Yes, Runa, go ahead. The stage is yours. Can you come on camera?
Actually, I'm facing some problem. That's why.
Okay, I think you have a beautiful voice. You can still go ahead and share your story. Is that okay?
Okay,
The stage is
okay,
yours. You can see the timer. Once you start speaking, the timer starts. The stage is yours now, Ruma.
okay. First of all, good evening, everyone. Today, I am really very grateful for continued practice at an amazing platform, and I know each and every person is a really very greatest. Okay, so if I say today, I wanna say about my past achievement. We all know that past, each and everything past is a very emotion for us. So in my case, I didn't achieve a more prize in my school, but it's the incident of class 6. Okay, in the time I achieved my first prize, so in that day really very special for me. After class 6, really I achieved a lot of prize, but in that day I didn't forget, because actually before class 6 my mindset for studying is totally bad. I didn't want to study. Okay, and I think that why I do study I don't like, and even till now also I didn't like study, but I do for like prize, and I do for my parents. And after all I didn't like, this is the main thing. But in that day when I hear in my school ground, it's all the students stand up, and when our HM means headmistress told that this type of name, and really this incident till now, like I remember, and that day literally crying that before that I can't achieve anything. I couldn't achieve any type of prize. So when I hear my name and I go that in that place, and really our teacher hugged me and told me a lot of things, and everyone told me like a congratulations. And actually my house is beside my school. Okay, when I achieve my result, and I just take my result, and in the time I just quickly running in my home, and I told that mom, please come in, I achieved the second position. Yes, this is the second, but also I am really very happy. And in the time my mother told, my parents also very happy, because in my background, in my family, they are not doing study properly. Okay, and also my mother also didn't go school, because as a Muslim in the time, the condition is something, before time is something, I think you all are understand. So my mother didn't go to school. And also if I say my father complete HS, but education qualification just like a average, but I achieved the position like a second. So it's a really very big, someone can be think that is not a big, but it's big for me. So in that day, everyone like a happy. My father told me that what you wanna take means for gift. So they give me a lot of gift. So here I wanna say something. Actually, when I achieve this position, I am really very happy. But which student they achieve the first position means my friend, they become sad. Do you know why? The reason is just like that they achieve the 98 marks. So in the time my friend told me, my if I go my house, so my mother told me why you didn't achieve 99 marks. So she became sad, but I am become really very happy. But my percentage only 89. Actually, difference is really very on lot of difference. But I became sad. But this person became I became happy, but this person became sad. So in that position, I understand we need to our prospection try to understand that she achieved more number, but also she didn't happy. Her family also become demoralized. So we should obviously understand perfection is a matter. Whatever we have, we should be happy and we should be think that we wanna do more and more better. So I learn a lot of things, and really after that I achieved first position from 7 to class 11. Now I am class 12, and inshallah I want to achieve the good marks in my HS also. This is my thing, and I wanna love the speaking in front of everyone. It's my passion, okay? And I am really very happy for. I know that I do a lot of mistake, but also I am happy because I can say this is the main thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Runa. I'm just wondering if we could see your video while you were sharing this excited story. I think it's your voice speaks for itself. I think while you said you are in grade 12, I think the entire idea and the way you're looking at happiness and your achievements, you're far, far ahead content and um joyous than possibly even something that I can think of what I am today. I envy that, I must say. You were lucky that you started from sixth. I probably began my journey of achievements or the first kind of a joy was not before I got into grade 11. So, yeah, I think that's. Thank you. I think you added a flair to this meeting with the energy and the story that you had to share. Wonderful story, wonderful message. Thank you. Let's move to the next speaker. Sid, are you there?
Yes, hi. I'm sorry for leaving and joining back. I don't know why the signals are not with me today.
No issues. So, are you there now?
Yep, I
Okay.
hope I'm visible as well.
You're visible. Cool. So, the stage is all yours, Sid.
Yes, so yeah, I just wanted to change over today. So I hope I can deliver a speech in Hindi and I'll just try. I'm sorry for all the mistakes that I'm gonna commit because my mother tongue is not Hindi. And the second thing is just for a changeover, my mom asked not to make any jokes and everything today. Don't know why. So I'll just try not to, get into humor and all. So yes, I basically came out, just to shop around because today is Black Friday and over here in America we have many discounts going on. And over here, I have noticed one of the most unique things that is when they just tell you the price, people buy it off. मतलब ये ना हम लोगों को कभी accept नहीं होती when the shopkeeper gives you a price. If you accept and take it off, it's really on to our ego sometimes. फिर वहां से मैं यहाँ कॉफी शॉप आ गया था. I'm drinking this so-called coffee, which to order it, I have to basically read the whole menu card in India. जैसे हम लोग पूरा मेन्यू कार्ड पढ़ते हैं ना तो उस तरह एक बड़ा सा ऑर्डर देना पड़ा है मुझे हर एक कस्टमाइजेशन के साथ. It's really cool over here because winters have started, and just the one sip of this hot coffee made me realize that how far I have come. एक ऐसा दिन था जब मैं उठता हूँ तो सिर्फ माँ का चेहरा देखता था. एक ऐसा भी सुबह था जब मैं उठता हूँ तो सिर्फ पापा का नाम लेकर सुकून से फिर से सो जाता था. एक ऐसा भी विंटर था एक ऐसा भी विंटर था जहाँ पर ठंड मम्मी के प्यार की गर्माहट से पूरी तरह मिट जाता था. एक ऐसा भी विंटर था जहाँ एक हॉट कॉफी मम्मी के हाथ का पीता था. एक ऐसा भी विंटर था जहाँ मम्मी मुझे ब्लैंकेट से उठा उठा कर थक जाती थी. एक ऐसा भी विंटर था मेरे लाइफ में जहाँ बाहर आने के बाद शायद ही विंटर की सर्दी नहीं होती थी पर वो गर्माहट बहुत प्यारा होता था. पर आज देखो, एक ऐसा विंटर है जहाँ मैं उठने के लिए अलार्म का यूज करता हूँ। एक ऐसा विंटर है जो भले ही बहुत ठंडा है, पर वो बात नहीं है। एक ऐसा विंटर देखा है मैंने अब, जहाँ की कॉफी भले ही मीठी हो, पर वो मैंने बनाई है। एक ऐसी भी विंटर है जहाँ एक कॉफी ऑर्डर करने के लिए मुझे लाइन में खड़ा होना पड़ता है। एक ऐसा ही ये विंटर है जहाँ पापा को बुला बुला कर थक जाता हूँ, और फिर आई रियलाइज दैट ही इज नॉट अराउंड हियर। एक ऐसा विंटर था जहाँ पर मैं मम्मी डैडी के साथ था, फ्रेंड्स को कॉल करता था। पर आज का विंटर देखो, मैं फ्रेंड्स के साथ रह रहा हूँ, मम्मी डैडी को कॉल कर रहा हूँ। एक नॉस्टैल्जिया उसी इसी को कहते हैं, जो बहुत सारे मेमोरीज आपको एक साथ ला दे। We were, when I was a kid, we were staying in a rented apartment, a rented individual house actually, जहाँ पर every Sunday my dad used to wake me up. हम लोग वॉक पे जाते थे, पार्क में जाते थे, एंजॉय करते थे। यूं समझ लो मेरे पापा मेरे साथ स्लाइड पे भी आते थे। पता नहीं क्यों, उस दिन ना ही कोई प्रेशर था, ना ही कोई टेंशन था। कुछ बनने का ना ही सपना देख रहा था, कुछ पाने की ना ही कोई आस थी उस दिन। सिर्फ पापा के साथ एंजॉय करता था। पर आज देखो, कुछ बनने के लिए उन्हीं का हाथ छोड़कर यहाँ तक आना पड़ा। Okay, I'm basically getting a bit emotional now. Don't know why, because as I said, emotion don't suit me well. So again, not controlling my emotions, controlling my humor as well, because I promised. एक बात तो थी इस पूरी की पूरी कॉन्वर्जेशन में, बचपन ऐसा था जहाँ कुछ नहीं था। मतलब यू डोंट हैव एम्बिशन, यू डोंट हैव अ गोल, यू डोंट हैव अ ड्रीम टू अचीव, यू डोंट हैव टू वर्क हार्ड, कोई टेंशन ही नहीं था। पर आज ये टेंशन भी बहुत अच्छी है, क्योंकि इस टेंशन के साथ ही मम्मी पापा को खुश करने का एक जरिया भी मुझे मिल जाता है। थैंक यू गाइस, दैट्स माय टाइम।
Thank you, Sid. That was
I'm sorry if I made any mistakes grammatically in Hindi,
never, never,
because
never.
that's not my mother tongue.
And I think when we look at the language, people get over the rules of the language when we look at the message that you want to share. And probably that is something that at Speak Up Club we believe in, that it's not the language, but it's the message that you have and the authenticity with which it comes. It's something that connects with us. So there were the broken parts, but I think nobody's going to look at those broken parts, because somewhere in each part, without the breaks, we could see ourselves and see our own stories in those. Thank you for sharing that, Sid. So Vivian, the time is 3 to 4 minutes that we have for each participant. So who else is left? Rita, you're left. You'd like to go, or you don't want, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yes.
You'd like
Yeah.
to go next?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the
But
stage
I
is
don't
yours.
have the long stories, but I just have little moments that
No
I
issues.
feel
Go
like
ahead. However
I
you
feel
would like to use the stage time. The time is yours. We are.
yeah, I feel like that is nostalgic for me.
No issues.
Uh, like back in childhoods, like when we used to go schools and there's no tension. It's like same kind of related that he just mentioned. And like I really miss that part where we have to, we don't have any tension, we just have to go school and my mom will prepare everything like dinner, lunch, breakfast, everything prepared. And we used to wait for the actually my dad into army, and after coming from the school we used to wait for the dad to come from the duty so that we can eat together, because he used to have very less time with us, so we'll never miss that lunch part with him. So that's a very nostalgic moment for me. And another thing, in winters in army camp we used to burn this mud stove where my mom used to cook hot chapatis. And when I cooked my first chapati, my dad was so surprised and he used to keep praising me every time. Now, today I will eat the chapati from my daughter hand. And I miss all these little things. And when I used to like fight with my brother, because I used to watch Barbie movies, and he like fight scenes and all. I used to fight so much with him. And mom used to come in between and she used to, tell us don't fight, one by one you can. It's like all those little moments are so nostalgic, like Oswald, like Tom and Jerry, those little cartoons nowadays we don't see. And that time we don't have internet and we used to have the Nokia phone. And when my dad brought that for the first time, everyone was so happy. And yeah, I think, and when the light used to gone in winters and summer, all the children will come out of their house and they used to share their stories, like horror stories, kind of stuff. Yeah, I miss those moments. Those are so nostalgic for me, and I miss those little things. Now I have to cook everything, and I have to go for job and everything. I stay away from family. That is like, yeah, I think we are the generation who have lived so much. I mean, not having the phone and having the phone. Like that is also, we are also grateful of having a phone and internet. But those moments, like no one can relive again, like we did in our 90s, like when we, from the not having the phone and now we are having, that is like, I think most nostalgic moment. Yeah, that's all I would like to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita. I think that was a good closing analogy about being a generation which was blessed with both. Not
Yeah.
having one and enjoying the benefits of it, and having one and enjoying the benefits of it, like we're having it right now. Thank you. Thank you, Rita. That was a beautiful share, and the memories that you shared were beautiful. With that, let's move to the last speaker. Is it Vivian?
Yes, hello.
Yes,
Greeting you
Vivian.
from halfway around the world with my pajama face. Past 11 o'clock. Do not ask me to go on video because if I go on video now, you're going to tell me, turn it off, turn it off. Okay, so I turn it off. All right. Rahul, thank you. All right. Timer is icy. Thank you. 3 to 4 minutes. Got it. All right. I'm going to give you a medley and I'm going to make my anecdotes really short. I understand that most people are afraid of public speaking, but then I tell you which is more scary than public speaking. Private speaking. You know, like when you go to an event, a birthday party or something, and you're seated beside strangers, you don't have a prepared speech. And if you have one, don't deliver it. They're going to hate you. So, what am I saying? It's about candid conversations. Talk to anyone, anywhere, about anything. Ah, classic line. I'm not prepared. So why am I telling you this? I'm not here to lecture you. I'm telling you about how strangers became my friends. And one of them even became my boyfriend. That's another story for another day. Rahul, I'll say that for Valentine. But I'll tell you the backstory. I'm hearing stories about moms and dads. True, they are our foundation. Now, just imagine a little girl being driven to school by her dad every day. And you're like, oh my God, let me go to the kitchen and get some juice. What a boring story. My dad was not a regular dad. You know, the one who says, did you do your homework? He never asked me that. Every day going to school, we just laughed at anything and everything. People on the street, the car that was going by. He effortlessly was a master in making me happy. Just think about that. That's really the bottom line. We want to be happy to make other people happy because, after all, we cannot give what we do not have. So that's the foundation of how I became a seemingly confident kid. And people think I need to learn confidence. Eh, don't bother studying it. Just enjoy the moment. And I've been hearing here, don't worry about making mistakes. It's your story, right? So just tell them it's part of the story. So just letting you know, if you have kids, have fun with them because 10, 20, 30 years from now, you want them to remember that. So that's my little first anecdote. I was never afraid of my dad. Second, I wasn't afraid of the principal. Oh my gosh. I didn't study in the local school. I'm Asian. I studied at the American International School. They have one in India. And so I got called to the principal's office. Oh no, I didn't do anything wrong. So when I went in, I said, Mr. Rotter, I didn't do anything wrong. I did my homework. I came on time. I passed on my tests. Why am I here? He says, well, you wouldn't get called here. Big American, like 6 feet something. And you wouldn't get called here if you didn't violate something. I'm like, ah, I don't think I did, but please tell me. I was 15 years old. Just think, 15 years old, Asian, always the smallest kid in class. So he said, you know, we have a dress code. I said, Mr. Rohrer, I have a nice dress. I had it sewn for me. He says, yes, but you know the dress code for girls. Now think, I'm 73 years old. Those were the days of mini skirt. So imagine if you violated the rule for mini skirt. Oh boy, your skirt must have been mini, mini, mini. And I was like, sir, we have a rule 18 inches from the floor. He says, yes, and that's why you got called here. I said, Mr. Rotter, with all due respect, may I borrow your pencil and ruler which I see on your desk? Remember, no gadgets then. Pencil, ruler, principal. He says, and what has that got to do with the topic? Okay. I said, may I put a dot on your white wall? He says, I don't know where this is going, but go, go. So I put a dot after measuring 18 inches precisely. And I smiled at him and he turned red. He says, oh my goodness, I must apologize. I said, you don't need to apologize, Mr. Rohrer. I have to give you a deep, dark confession. It's about a family problem. What family problems that got to do with I thought your skirt was short? You see, Mr. Rohrer, in our family, we all have genetically low knees. That's why my skirt looks short. My goodness. What am I trying to tell you there? Speaking on the spot was a skill I realized I had, which leads to the third story. I'm looking for a green, yellow, red in the timer. The third story,
There's no time.
which is about how I ended up with a boyfriend, meeting him over dinner. Well, all the girls were more beautiful than me. True. With nicer dresses. True. But they were boring, boring, boring. So you can see where that goes. He got so happy. We ended up being boyfriends. You want to know the details? Ha! Save that for Valentine. So that's my nostalgia medley. I hope you enjoyed it. Sending you love from halfway around the world, Manila, Philippines. I love you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you, Vivian. Thanks for joining in. Happy Thanksgiving and joining us from halfway around the world. Thank you. The effort that you make in to join in at this time in your world right now. And it's always a pleasure listening to the wonderful storytelling technique that you have and the anecdotes that you have to share. It's a good add to the story bank that we have of how all we can speak and the wonderful stories that you had to share. Thank you. With that, we come to an end of all the speakers. I think we have had a good amount of speeches from all the speakers, and it's been a great experience listening to the nostalgic conversations and nostalgic stories that you all had to share. Before we come to a close, I'd just like to share one of mine before we come to an end for the session today. This is a nostalgia not long ago, but an incident that talks about the trajectory of a story which was almost 25, 30 years into the making. A few years ago, while my grandma was still there, I saw her sitting in a pensive mood, reflecting on something which got me bothered about what is she thinking so deeply about at this age that she was in, over 70 years of age. And when I asked her what was she thinking, and she shared something with me about the trajectory of how life has transpired for her and the way she shared three things with me in that idea that completely made me relook at the way I'm looking at life and the way I operate my life. She said 30 years ago, when we were in the beginning stages and we used to stay in one house which had three rooms, and we had over 25 people staying in that room, staying in that house. That was a time when there were a lot of giggles, a lot of stories, a lot of interactions, a lot of conversations in the house. And today, we are spread across four different cities, multiple cities, with over 60 members in the family, but having over maybe 20 houses with the extended family, and each house having over four rooms, and yet having people less than four in each house. The way the world has changed and the way each one of us has progressed. We are happy with the progress. We are happy with the financials, but somewhere something is still missing. In the process of all that achievements and the growth that we had, we forgot the important lesson about how the first thing we need is people over the positions. We are expanding, we are scaled up, we have reached a lot, and we have reached far ahead. And yet, there's a lack of peace in our life because we are focused on adding the valuables, the positions, and not focusing on the relationships that we are having. Second, the thing that he shared was about the experiences that we had and how we built and lived the moments. As a child, she used to talk of how while we were playing games in our childhood, the little moments that we had, we were so engrossed in the experience and the memories that we were creating rather than being bothered about the end results. She said it's time for us to, the reason why we don't have a lot of joy in our life was because of lack of focus on the moment and the entire drive focused on the end result. And the last thing that she shared was about how the entire idea of living ends up becoming all about what we are savoring, the way we are experiencing, the pleasure that we are having, and not about the way we are serving, the way we are adding value. So when I looked at those three lessons and those three ideas that she shared about the P, the people over performance, the E, which is the experience over the end result, and finally the S, which is the service before savoring. She said these are the things that we have experienced and these have changed over a period of time. And that is the reason why we are missing what we are missing in our lives today. The true sense of joy and fulfillment that we can experience. And probably from that time, there was a lot of change that I looked at how I need to have the right mix of experiences and the people and the service element in my life to look at how joyful the life can be. So it was an experience, and that conversation or that moment when she shared these things with me was a life-changing moment for me where I always look back at my grandma and the story and the ideas that she shared at that point in time as possibly a good, great input for me to look at the way life has to be and not what it is. I think that's something that I will always cherish as a moment with my grandma and something that has helped me deeply. With that, I come to an end for the idea or what was a nostalgic conversation that helped me and changed me to a large extent. Thank you. With that, we come to an end for today's meeting. I would like to listen to anyone who would like to share anything about the meeting or anything else you'd like to share about your experience from the meeting today. The stage is open. Anyone would like to share? Runa, Rita, anyone?
I wanna share something.
Yes, go ahead, Runa.
Okay. So first of all, I wanna say laughing. Okay. When I share my opinion, in that time everyone reaction gives me a lot of friendly manner. Okay. And I feel more and more confident. So I learned from this platform that when laugh, smile is everything. Really, when you actually Rahul said, your smile gives me a lot of motivation. You every time smile, and I think that yeah, maybe I do a lot of grammatical mistake, but also you smile. So I feel that yeah, no matter whatever I tell is wrong or right doesn't matter. And also thanks a lot Uma ma'am, because Uma ma'am give me chance for telling me here join. And really I thank you, like unlimited thank you Uma ma'am, because you give me and you tell me, and that's all. Really I learned a lot of things.
Thank you. Thank you, Runa. Vivian.
Runa, I love you. Did you hear her all night? That's a mini me. That was me. Runa, I can see that years from now. I don't know if this is going to show on the screen. You can see that? I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm a broadcaster. So don't let anyone tell you to shut up. Just smile and go on, okay? Besides which, if you learn to keep talking the way you do, with great ease, being natural, you will effortlessly win a contest in Toastmasters one day. You just gotta be 18 and you're gonna win it hands down. Rahul, you be your coach there. That's my message for today. Looking back, like just think 73, you're gonna get old one day. I look back half a century ago, think, how would I know that being a precocious child who people said like, oh, you're too happy, just laughing all the time. And here I am with Toastmasters people are saying, I'm always afraid. One word, focus on this. Fearless. You will not die. You will not get shot. They're not going to hang you upside down. If anyone tells you to shut up, look at them. I see you must laughing. Look at them and say, I am practicing confidence so that people don't have anxiety. Toastmasters loves me. There you go. An easy plug for Toastmasters. And bottom line is, I thought I knew it all. But remember, how would I know as an elementary kid, as a high school 15-year-old, that my seemingly silly, wacky, you think about this, people, behavior, which most adults didn't approve of, would bring me to a career where my task is to be myself and help people tell their stories. So who knows, Rahul, you might be my co-anchor very soon. By the way, people, can you support Rahul? I'm trying to convince him to be a regular segment of my show called Show and Tell. Can you see what it says up there? Upper corner, Show and Tell. Just enjoy life. And Rahul, I love what you said. Be in the moment, because what is it all about? Life? I figured out. I kept asking what's life about. This is my Thanksgiving message to you. Life is about time. Because when time's up, time's up. And what's time made out of? Rahul said it. It's made out of moments. Moments like this, where you're total strangers. But I felt what you felt. Think about it. Moments are excellent moments to bond, to share.
Thank
Bottom line, what bridge do you have between you rather than what wall? Think about what you have in common. I love you.
Thank you, Vivian. I think you always surprise us with the lines that you have and the insights and the wisdom that you share. Thank you, Vivian, for sharing that. Let's, anyone else? Shailesh, Runa, would you like to share anything? Rita? Yes, Sid, go ahead.
So hey guys, I just forgot to mention this earlier. I'm sorry for the voice around. I'm in the coffee store, so yeah, I'm sorry for it. Yeah, so earlier I just basically forgot to share something. That was I overcame my fear of words. That was dyslexia, basically a fear wherein we cannot really spell words correctly, which I face the problem right now as well. Uh, Thankfully, Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Word, and Google Chrome have helped me a lot for autocorrect and everything. So because of these of the basically friends are really good in your life, so they have been acting as my friends from a very long time. They have been saving me from my examinations and everything as well. So I have used them, and right now I have started blogging. I have started writing my travel blogs. Successfully written two of them. One was the Kedarnath trip, and one more is the Akshardham in Delhi as well as in New Jersey. So just go and visit bloggers.com on Google. Maybe you can just hit in my name. I'm not sure because I'm not yet so popularized, right? So I don't think directly with my name you might get it. My email ID, if you want to read it, is Siddu, CR 2001 at gmail.com. I hope you might just love my travel ideas and travel experiences. Please don't expect any, the voyage like the, Pirates of Caribbean kind of journeys. It's a very drastic devotional trekkings and all the experiences. You might love it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sid, for that update. Wonderful. Anyone else? Rita? Rita and Shailesh, are you there? Okay, I think
Yes, yes. I just love the energy of the group, of each and individual, the way they share their nostalgic moments. So it was a very great session. Yeah, I just love it. It's like I went to my childhood. Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Rita, for being a part of it. If you're not a part of the Speak Up Club WhatsApp group, do connect with us and you can join the WhatsApp groups to stay connected about the updates that we have to share. With that, it's time to end this one
Sorry, sorry.
and possibly talk about. Yes, Shailesh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I missed. Actually, I'm in gym right now. So as I said, I am quite really motivated with that health part. And similarly, I'm learning also here new words. So it's really thankful as we all as we have discussed just now our childhood days. So as my teacher was telling that learning is an ongoing process, or you can say continuous process in your life. So each and everything you have to learn every time. So just now I'm learning. I can feel my energy that I can speak fluently somewhere in, and people are there to hear my voice. I'm really humble and thank you for giving me a platform and opportunity to your setup. And really, I'm thankful from bottom of my heart for this platform. That's it.
Thank you, Sailesh. Thank you for those kind words. I think it's been a community that we have nurtured for a long, long time. And each one of the members that are there are part of the community, and the ones who keep coming on the last Fridays and Saturdays are something that we feel strongly connected with. And that's where this continuity of this initiative has been. So with that, we come to an end for today's session. I think each one of you all shared some wonderful memories. I hope you enjoyed for yourself going back to the nostalgic moments. And the wonderful shares that we had and the experiences that we had, everyone sharing here, was something that did probably nudge us, tickle us on the moments that we have had in our life, and something that has enriched our life with those moments that you have shared. With that, we come to an end for today's night, and thank you. Do share if you're in Hyderabad. Please do join us for tomorrow's session, which is tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. And if you're not, do share with us, with your friends and families who saw us there in Hyderabad to join us for the event in Hyderabad, and that will be a great experience because if you can see the energy that we have over here in the virtual space, imagine the conversations lighting up the entire room filled with nostalgia. That's what we are targeting to be and to create an environment in tomorrow's session. With that, we come to an end. Thank you. Signing off. See you all and have a good night. And see you all next month's last Friday again for another open mic, another insightful evening, and a wonderful one.